On this edition of the Screensavers, Marky Mark catches the eye of a Screensaver staffer. Plus, Yoshi hangs out with the Andretti Green team as they prepare for the Indy 500. And compose a concerto on your PC. And finally, 4 very compelling reasons why I should no longer host this show. Live from the Tech TV studios in San Francisco, it's a very special Screensavers!
The Navy's in the house, baby. Hello, welcome to Screensavers. I'm Leo Laporte.
And Martin Sargent over here.
Yeah, then thanks to the Naval Postgraduate School, and we got like 9. We got professors, we got students, we got all IT and computer experts from Monterey down there at the Naval Postgraduate School, which actually has a great and long tradition in technology. That's where Gary Kildall went, the guy who founded digital research, the first DR-DOS. And Gordon Eubanks was a professor there as well.
Right?
From Symantec, guy who founded Symantec. So that's great to have you guys in the studio. Welcome. Thanks for joining. I'm glad you're here too. Thanks for joining us on the Screensavers. It's going to be an important show because not only are you going to do all the tech stuff we normally do, today Martin's last Screensavers episode. I don't know if that's really fair to say. I think you'll be back.
I hope that's not true. I hope to come back time and time
again. But you've got your own show starting Monday.
I've got a new gig starting up Monday night. 11 p.m. is the premiere of Unscrewed. You got to watch the show. I'm really proud of it. I'm also very ashamed of it.
But that's what makes it so very, very tasty.
It's going to be great. You guys got to check this out. 11 p.m. Eastern, Monday night. Check it out, Unscrewed. It's going to be a blast.
It's a great coincidence because I'm very proud and ashamed of you. So it's perfect. It worked out. No, we're really actually all very proud of you. It's very exciting.
It's going to be great. It's so much fun, and I'm going to miss you guys terribly, but I hope I can come back from time to time. But we'll get all weepy later. Let's do this show.
Yeah, anybody who watches the show is going to realize you're sitting right here when you do the show. You know that.
I know. That's the thing. It's
so
like
they changed the background, but you're going to be sitting in the same spot.
You just spoiled the whole illusion.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We brought David Blaine in here to do the thing.
We had a pro redesign the whole set. You watch on Monday night, see if you can tell where he's sitting. Let's begin, but you do have a couch.
Yes, I do.
Which we do not
Much more comfortable on these bar stools.
No kidding. Let's begin by, I thought you were very comfortable with bar stools. I thought you kind of felt right at home. That's why we put it there for you. Can I get you anything, Mr. Sargent?
Yes, please.
Let's begin by taking a look at the top tech stories of the day. Kazaa, according to CNN, is very close now to becoming the most downloaded program ever.
That's amazing.
That's the file sharing software. There's their website. Of course, it's the bane of the music industry. It has not only overtaken Napster, but is about to overtake ICQ as the top download of all time. 230 million downloads sometime today. It may have already happened even. They will surpass ICQ, and that's because ICQ, even though it gets 55,000 downloads every single day, Kazaa is now up to 366,000 downloads a day.
That's the staggering thing, that per day figure, 366,000.
That's going to drive people like Hillary Rosen in the recording industry bonkers.
Well, so you've probably downloaded it how many times?
Well, see, that's part of the reason. I mean, 230 million doesn't mean 230 million users. Because, I download it 5 or 6 times probably when there's new versions or you lose it or you put it on a new computer. So, but still, that's a lot of downloads. And it has to make you figure that people really want to get, well,
music. And not just music.
I want to say it's not just music. And I'm sure you'll cover this on Unscrewed, but there's other stuff on Kazaa. It's the number one. Recipes, that's it.
For example.
That's exactly what's on there.
Speaking of which, now you can tune into Reel Networks to look at Hefner's Bunnies. That's right. Yesterday, Reel added Playboy to its video-on-demand service.
I demand
that Playboy. Other subscription channels on Reel, the very racy Professional Bowlers Association.
That's hot.
They also have JFK The Truth, a whole network devoted to JFK.
That's a network?
Yeah. Video on Demand Network, and well, I think it is, and the Bot Bash Network. You know what Bot Bash is?
It's got to be like BattleBots.
It's like Robot Wars.
Yeah. Well, hey, everybody's got one.
You pay $25 a month for the Playboy TV Club.
Who wants to watch
do that
on, or even like your PDA? I mean, I don't understand.
I know. I mean, it's really hard to read those articles on that small.
I know. Well, I love the interviews. That's the news of the day. Let's get to our first call of the day. Now, this is going to be, Marty, I know it's going to be hard for you, but you got a few more chances to answer some questions before you go. So let's say hello to John on the line from Point Pleasant, West Virginia. Hello, John!
Hello.
Hey, what can we do for you?
Does this look good on me, John?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
You're obviously not watching TV right now. What can we do for you?
I was wondering if there was a way to emulate a Mac on my PC with some sort of virtual Mac software.
Yeah, because there's virtual PC software for your Mac, isn't there?
Yes.
There's nothing that good for PCs on Macs. There's a program called Basilisk, and actually the latest version is Basilisk 2, that will run Mac software, but, how exciting. In fact, you can run it on Linux or Windows, but it emulates not the PowerPC, which is the current chip in Macintoshes, but the 68,000, which means you can't run any operating system past, I think, OS 8 or 8.5, maybe 8.51. So it's not, you can't run any Mac OS 10 operating system software. You can't run any software that requires PowerPC, which means almost everything released for the Mac in the last 3 or 4 years.
Oh.
So it's pretty limited. And there were a couple of other emulators, none of them any better. Basilisk is the only one, as far as I know, that's still being developed. There's no commercial emulator like a virtual PC. If you want to run Mac, you know why? It's not so much that it's technically impossible, but because the key to what makes a Mac is firmware built into Mac hardware that is proprietary. Apple owns it outright and is very picky about people borrowing it. And so there really is no good way for a company to come up with. You can't just go out and buy, like you can with Windows, you can go out and buy Windows. You can't just go out and buy OS 10 and have it run.
So there's not even people working on this.
There's no
being
point.
able to run OS 10.
There's no point. And it's the reason Basilisk doesn't, but they kind of cheat by saying, well, you have to have the ROMs from your own Mac and you have to download the ROMs. But Apple's very finicky about that. They really protect their property. So it's probably not going to happen, John.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you very much.
Sorry to disappoint you. The good news is you can get an eMac now for $7.99 or $8.99. They're cheap, and it's worth having.
Sure.
Have you ever used a Mac?
I was Mac curious for a while.
When we hired you, you were at Windows Sources, right?
No, I was at PC Computing.
PC Computing.
So, same difference.
Same as a Windows magazine.
Yeah, I've always been a PC guy. I flirted around with the Mac for a while, and I do like it, especially the new OS 10.
Yeah, not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Okay.
Experimentation is healthy.
Yes.
Hey, John, thanks for the call.
Thank you.
Unscrewed, folks, 11 p.m. Monday.
Really, it's better than that. I got a lot more.
Just get ready. That's all I can say. Hey, folks, don't go anywhere. Marty's going to reveal the real reasons we can never have him on this show again. And this picture's one of them. And after the break, before the sun rises for race day this Sunday, Yoshi will show us all the high tech that's required to win the Indy 500 when the screensavers continue.
Well, the Indy 500 is this weekend, and rumor has it that Yoshi was just over there collecting proof that Indy racing might be one of the most high-tech sports in the world. Yoshi.
Yeah, that's right, Martin. Well, Mario and Michael, they wanted me to come over and give them some advice and help them
He's
out.
already on the first-name basis, Mario and Michael.
No. Yeah, I had a chance to hang out with them. They told me, showed me everything they use, and it's really cool. So let's check it out.
Let's take a look.
Hey, we're at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in the Andretti Green Racing Team garage. Hey guys, no one gets to come in here usually. We're with Eric Cowden, Tony Kanon's engineer. We want to talk to you about the car, technology you guys use. Start with the car.
Well, basically this is a 2003 Dallara chassis. We run a Honda motor. What makes up the car, which is different from a regular street car, is the chassis. When I say that, is basically from this line forward. Behind that is actually the engine. The engine supports the weight of the car.
So the engine is a stressed member.
It is a stressed member. Behind that, a company called Extract in England makes a 6-speed sequential gearbox. Right now we don't have a reverse gear, so it's 6 forward speeds and neutral. There is a clutch in the car, but what we do have with the electronics with the engine is something called shift without lift. What happens is there's a load sensor in line with the driver's shift lever. It signals the engine when the driver wants to shift. But within about 30 milliseconds, the engine cuts power, reduces torque, the driver can make the shift, and the power comes back on.
Aside from the engine, do they use any kind of like active traction control, stability control, anything like that?
Yeah, we are allowed to use traction control, certain aspects of it. The big thing in our series is also the RPM limiter. The series limits us to 10,300 RPMs.
Tell us a little bit about the onboard telemetry you guys use during the race. How does that benefit you?
That's a good point, because what you don't see under this is probably a couple thousand yards of wires. We have a very sophisticated onboard telemetry system. On board, we actually monitor close to 100 channels between the chassis and the engine. Almost all of that data can be sent back to us real time to the pits. While the car is running, we can look at numerous aspects of where the driver is steering, how much throttle he's using, the engine temperatures, pressures, RPMs, even the aerodynamic distribution of the car as it's running on the track.
Are you able to make adjustments live?
No, we're not allowed to have two-way telemetry.
Just data coming to you?
Data will come from the car to the pits, and we'll analyze it while we're running, and then all that information is actually stored at various sampling rates on the car, and we'll download anywhere from 1 to 2 megabytes of data every time the car goes out.
We're talking to Jeff Simon with Andretti Green. You're Tony Kanaan's crew chief?
Yes, I am. I would probably say the most important technology would be all the data gathering equipment that's on the cars. It enables us to gather a lot of information quickly and efficiently, where in the past you would have to spend a lot more time on track to gather the same kind of information, find out how certain changes affect the car, ride height, aero balance, center of pressure, things like that. And with all the sensors that we have nowadays, we can go out and in 2 laps, the engineers have all that information. They come back here and figure out whether the change was good or bad. Don't have to listen to the driver anymore. He tells you he's flat through the turn, and you see his throttle pedal going like that. You just say, no, not flat. Let's try something else.
Technology they use here in Indy Racing is far beyond anything you'd even think they use. They have the computers, telemetry, everything. They have every edge that you possibly get.
Get a little drowned out by those engines there.
Yeah, you can't hear yourself scream when they go by. It's just visceral.
That's amazing. That was really cool. Why do I want a Slurpee right now?
I don't know. But hey, I want to give a special thanks to Bruce Ralston, who helped us out. And without him, we would not have had nearly what we have. He rocked for us.
Man, that was awesome. Thank you so much. You're going to get to go to the Indy 500 soon, I hope? Next year, maybe?
Not this year. Next year, I'm there. I'm already booking my hotels and flights.
All right. Thanks a lot, Yoshi. Go to thescreensavers.com to find out not only why Yoshi loves this sport so much, but why it has a huge impact on what car you drive. All right, stay put. Leo and I are going to continue to answer your tough tech questions. And up next, a taste of my new show, Unscrewed. But first, listen up to Jessica's shopping tip.
Love the shopping tips. So you never buy extended warranties, do you? Well, for laptops and LCDs, you might want to reconsider. If an LCD display fails, repairs could run more than the original cost. So in this case, the extra warranty just might be worth it. There's a tip for you. More screensavers coming on up.
Welcome back to the Screensavers. Martin.
Yes, Leo.
Have you already started taping? Oh,
yeah,
my mic is off. I'm sorry. That was sad. Let me say it all over again.
Rookie.
Martin, yeah. That never happens on Unscrewed. Martin. Now, have you already started doing the show?
We've taped a couple interviews and whatnot, yes. You should see the people that we have booked on this new talk show. First day, we have Alex Chu. You've probably seen him on the internet. He's the guy who invented the eternal life devices, the rings that give you immortality.
Oh, thank goodness.
This is a real deal. But Rael, the UFO cult leader turned cloner. He was in the news. It's people like that.
So
we have like a dentist who's also a time traveler.
Art Bell of technology, is that what this is?
That's sort of what it is, but it's really funny, man. It's the funnier, the freakier, the sexier side of technology. Premieres this Monday, 11 p.m. Eastern. Do you want to see a little clip?
Absolutely.
A little something that we've done on the show. Check this one out. Check it out. Hi, I'm Martin Sargent. Now that I have my own TV show, I figured it's high time I upgraded my blender. That's why we've come to the Gourmet Product Show. Come on. You see, I love blended drinks, and if there's one thing I found out while hanging out with my beautiful and rich TV friends, it's that nothing spells success like a very powerful blender. This is the mecca of kitchen innovation, and that's why we're here, to find the most badass blender on the market. Whoa. Wow. You know where the blenders are? Okay, cool. Maybe we can meet up over there later.
Well, I don't know.
Have a margarita? No? All right. Can I have some? Can I touch it?
No, my name is Serge.
Serge?
Serge?
Serge.
Oui.
Serge.
Serge.
Serge?
Serge.
You know, right now I can only fit 1 or 2 blenders into my life, but once this show gets big, a wall of blenders. A wall of blenders. This is Jackie, the blender lady. What are you holding?
Hi, this is the Westinghouse IntelliBlend blender, the blender with a brain.
Will it blend rhino horn? I'm setting up a crystal meth lab.
Yeah, well, you
Is this the kind of blender that I would want?
I don't
for
think
that?
so.
Blender, Margarita Plus.
Are all blender salesmen this crazy? Ah, I live in a world of blenders. You gotta be kidding me. Shut up. Shut up. A duel? That is the future. Watch this. Yeah. 2 hands. 2 hands. Who wants to do shots? Let's blend. Let's do it. Whoa. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Blender world. Blendopolis. It's like Terminator 2.
Scott, let's get Scott in here.
Oh God.
Scott.
Help me. Hold on. This is it. This is it. This is like Army blender.
This is a 3.75 horsepower blender.
3.75.
This is the kind they use in the space program, right? Will you give me one for free? Because like lots of high-powered people are always coming over to my house to drink blender drinks, and probably they'd all buy one if they saw it at my house. Snoop Dogg. After the show, I can have it?
Absolutely. Where you going with my blender?
It's not that bad. Everyone
get
thinks
the blender?
It's all about sex.
Did you get the
I got the blender.
Yeah?
I've been on like a 3-day blender.
Blend
Thanks to all those blender drinks.
blender
No, he
bender?
hasn't sent me the blender yet. Send me the blender.
Wow.
In the blender.
That's,
So it's that kind of thing that's going to be unscrewed, and it's going to be really funny, but that wasn't half as funny as the other stuff, I promise.
No, I was funny.
Thanks.
I don't want it to be any funnier. I might split my thigh. Don't forget, it's 11 o'clock.
11 p.m. Eastern, Monday, Memorial Day.
And then
Please
every day
watch.
after that at 11 o'clock.
Monday through Thursday.
What happens on Friday?
I think we run Robot Wars or something like that.
You're kidding.
Anime.
What, you're doing 4 shows a week?
Yeah.
It's like
What, I'm going to do 10 like you? That's crazy.
I don't even have a blender. Don't forget to register for next week's Screensavers LAN party. It's powered by NVIDIA. You can come over and play the LAN party with us once in a while. The game this week, I should say, is EA's Battlefield 1942. We're going to play the special Desert Combat mode. You can drive an M1A1 Abrams tank. You can pilot an Apache gunship or an F-15. The latest military hardware. No more of this World War II garbage. No, we're in the future, baby. You have to have the full version of Battlefield 1942 to play this mod, and of course you got to download it. Here's what you do. Go to the website, thescreensavers.com, click on Join Our LAN Party, register, and then you can download the mod after you register. We'll see you next Thursday. Screensavers LAN Party, powered by NVIDIA.
You want to do a call?
Yeah.
Let's do a call. Genesis joins us on the phone from Meherrin, Virginia.
Hey, Genesis.
Hey, Martin. Hey, Leo. How's it going?
Great.
What's going? Now that we're talking to the first book in the Bible, I think we're feeling pretty darn good.
Well,
So
at least you
bright
didn't
in here.
relate me to the Sega Genesis.
What can we do for you?
Yes, I'm looking into getting a TiVo box in the near future.
Yay.
And
Good investment.
I've noticed Leo does a lot of hacks on the show.
I love my TiVo.
And I was wondering what TiVo would be the easiest to hack and what TiVo would be the least expensive.
Next week, we're going to do TiVo 2 hacks.
TiVo 2.
But you cannot do as much with the Series 2 as you can with the Series 1, partly because TiVo has intended for this TiVo home version, the home media version, what do they call it, to allow you to do a lot of those things, but not some of the coolest things like copy the video over to your PC and burn DVDs with it. For that, you need a Series 1 right now. Those are also cheaper because they're kind of out of date if you can find them. The best thing to do is to start with kind of the cheapest TiVo you can get, one with the smallest hard drive, because the first hack you're going to do is add a bigger hard drive, right?
Right.
You might even pull out the puny little hard drive that comes with it. You can buy upgraded TiVos right out of the box. It depends on how comfortable you feel with doing this. Are you looking? Is part of it to do it?
Yeah, just to do the hacks.
You want to have the fun with the hacks? All right.
Yeah, I'm a hands-on kind of guy.
These are the guys who are going to come in to talk about Series 2 hacking next week. This is a good site for both Series 1 and 2 and information about what you can do. And then if you're not a real hardcore, what's the matter? What's the problem? You want to get going here? Are you bored? No. I'm sorry, Marty. He's tapping his watch.
There's people talking.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're hearing those voices again?
Come on, Laporte, speed it up.
You can buy an upgraded TiVo from them directly, too. So that's another, this one, for instance, they're selling a huge, look at this. This is a Hughes Series 2 recorder that they've put 2 hard drives in already, so it's got 210 hours of recording. But that's not for you, Genesis, because you want to do the hacking yourself, right?
Right.
Yeah. I would say get a Series 1. Before you do any hacking, read up, go to the AVS Community Forum, the TiVo forums, or my favorite place, dealdatabase.com/forum, and read up on the actual hacking before you go. Let me spell that right. Because that'll give you an idea of what you can do and what the best one to get is and so forth. In fact, this is a good place to go and say, hey, I want to buy a TiVo. I bet you anything they've already got a series of thread there about that. Okay? Have fun. Right. You're going to enjoy it. It's actually, it's a Linux box. So it's actually cool to hack. Yeah, it's got a Linux OS. A lot of the hacking you do is modifying Linux.
Right.
All right? Hey, thanks, Genesis.
Genesis, glad I could help. Now, what they were telling me, the reason I was going like this is they're yelling in my ear, Unscrewed repeats Saturday at 10 p.m.
Oh, they want to say that too. Saturday at 10, and these are East Coast times, and Monday through Thursday.
Thursday, 11.
11. All right. So you can't watch it.
Okay, we got that straight. Now, don't go anywhere. A member of the Screensavers family loses her cool over Mark Wahlberg in just a tick. And still to come, on me. Compose a classical concerto on your computer with violinist Mark O'Connor when the Screensavers continues.
Welcome back to the Screensavers. I'm Leo Laporte. Coming up in this half hour, the Screensavers staffer gets distracted as she admires Mark Wahlberg's athletic prowess. And Marty explains why he's finally being kicked off the show. Finally. Let's check in with the fine folks over at Tech Live to see what's coming up tonight. News anchor Michaela Pereira joins us from the Tech Live set. Hi,
I admire Mark Wahlberg's athletic prowess, too.
He's got great prowess.
Yes.
Yes. Some of the best prowess I've ever seen.
Listen, it's Friday, it's a long weekend.
Yes.
Can you hear the cries of joy from around the world? I can.
Yes.
Everybody over here is just ecstatic. We've been working really hard this week to bring you. We are out of here.
Yeah.
Listen, we're going to do a little NASCAR action tonight on the show. Junior, Jeff Gordon, Dale Jarrett, they're all stars of the NASCAR racing circuit. And soon you will be able to see them like never before. Take a look. NASCAR, the IMAX experience, is coming to theaters next year. The movie is in 3D. It promises to put viewers right smack dab in the driver's seat. Don't worry about that noise in the background. That's just my co-anchor dropping things on the set. It's going to put drivers right in the seat of the cars going in excess of 200 miles an hour. If you're feeling the need for speed, we're going to take a look at the making of the IMAX movie tonight on Tech Live, right after the Screensavers.
Ah.
Hey, Marty, tell Marty to have a great last show, and we're very excited about his new show.
Michaela says, have a great life. She hopes you die. Okay. No, just kidding.
Something like that, I didn't
Thanks
say
a lot,
that,
Michaela.
Marty, I didn't say that.
I know. Thank you
nice
very much
things.
for your wonderful wishes. Thank you.
All right.
And he's got prowess, too. Not quite as developed as Mark Wahlberg.
Yes. Martin is very prowessable.
Thank you, Michaela.
Bye.
That's what's coming up on Tech Live right after this television program. Well, whenever we have musicians on the show, we talk a lot about mixing with protocols or creating digital music. But today we want to show you another side of music and technology, composing with your PC. Our next guest is going to show us how. Violinist and fiddler and composer Mark O'Connor. Hey, Mark, welcome. It's good to have you.
Oh,
I don't want to squeeze your hand too hard there. I don't want to. I feel nervous about this. I mean, you've played violin with the greats, both classical and popular and country and Appalachian music. And you use a computer to compose, is that right?
That's right. Yeah.
Now, did you always, or did you start? Well, you must have started writing it by hand, right?
Yeah, but for the last 10 years, I've been into this Finale program on the computer, and I take the laptop wherever I go. And
what's the difference between? I guess when you compose by hand, you bring a composing book that has the lines already on it, and then you'll write them in staves. That's right. You write.
Actually, sometimes I'll be, I'll just have a napkin and I'll just write.
Really?
Right on the
just
napkin.
Some notes, if you have a thought.
Yeah, if a thought occurs to me. But when I have this around, it's so handy because you can pull up a state like right here.
This is a Finale right now running on the Mac.
I've started a little melody right here. I'm composing.
You actually
right
are. Now, do you? We all have that picture of Beethoven sitting at his piano going da 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 da, and then writing it on the sheet of music. Is that how you work? Do you do that on the violin?
Yeah, I do it on the violin. I mean, I hear it in my head, so like I'm humming this thing. I'll actually finish this little melody I'm working on.
So it's a
right
palette.
now.
You've got a palette of notes.
Yeah.
And you just click on there, and it knows how many notes in a bar and things like that once you've set
it will let you know that if you need to make an adjustment, you can't fit it in the bar.
Will Finale play it back, or I guess you don't want the computer to play it back?
What I'm going to do. I'm going to put a little line here because this last note, I'm going to slide into it. That's a little indication to say I'm going to slide. And so, yeah, I mean, you want me to try this?
I mean, I don't know. So you probably wouldn't want to hear the computer play it back. So you'd play it on your violin.
Sure.
Let's hear while we were talking, he was composing. Let's hear what it sounds like. That slide made all the difference.
Slide.
I like the slide.
Yeah.
I like that. That's very haunting. That's quite beautiful.
Yeah, I was just working out of like a G minor modal kind of.
Will you write the theme and then kind of build around it? Or do you start at the beginning of a song? How do you
come up with melodies?
Melody first.
The themes, and then see where that leads. And then after you've got a nice theme to work with, then other ideas start coming. Like other parts, for instance, a bass line or a rhythmic type of figure. And then that leads into more development and other ideas to do with the theme.
Do you find this helps? Or I'll give you an example. When I write, sometimes being able to edit on a computer it's too easy, and you end up messing with the thing well beyond when you would have if you'd had to do it by hand. Do you find that can happen with your music?
I don't let it. It's like this is a tool. What's in my mind comes first, and I don't like to get into the gimmicks of these programs that lead you down this path that you might never get back. It might suck you in creatively, and then you won't, have a heart and
so
a soul
it's really
to get
a tool
out.
for you.
It is. It's just to really, I'll show you I'll show you an example of a completed piece. This is one of my most well-known pieces. Appalachia Waltz.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Appalachia Waltz. And I first wrote this about 10 years ago. And you
by
can
hand
see
or on
here,
the Finale?
Right on the Finale.
Oh, that's neat.
I just, it was a brand new program. And you can see the double stops right here and the fiddle part.
Yeah.
And then a couple years later, in ¡95, I had an opportunity to work with the great Yo-Yo Ma.
Oh, how wonderful.
The great classical cellist.
How wonderful.
And so we rearranged the piece into 3 parts. And so here...
so this would this actually automatically create a cello line? Or no, you'd have to do that by hand, right?
That's right. So I keep the violin line right there, and then I create some more parts.
But you're looking at the violin line. It's fairly easy to click along.
And as we forward through the piece, you can see the other parts get a little more complicated. And
easier to do this than by paper?
It is because, for instance, I can just copy over certain things.
You can.
At the end of this session, Yo-Yo Ma said, well, I'd really like to have a solo part for just cello, because you played on the violin, I'd like to play it on cello.
Right.
So what I did was I copied it once again over to another stave and created in a new clef right there. There's the...
that's a cello part.
There's the... Yeah, that's the tenor clef. It's the cello part that looks very similar to the violin part, but just down an octave.
That's great. Does it do the transposition automatically, or do you still do that by hand?
You can do it automatically. You highlight a whole thing, and then you down a fifth, and this happens to be down a fifth in an octave, and then
then I do a lot of work with symphony orchestras.
Right,
and
right.
so orchestras wanted to have a stab at this Appalachia Waltz. And so I created a whole score.
Look at that.
Here, the violin one part, I separate the double stops and give the other note to the violin twos right there. And I do the same thing with other parts. And so I've got a whole string orchestral version of Appalachia Waltz. Once again, starting from that just single stave
What a great
originally.
tool. And of course, printing it out, you could print out the parts for each individual automatically, right?
That's right.
In fact, here's a whole orchestra. This is the whole orchestra.
That is,
wow.
That's one of my big orchestral
Look
works.
at that.
The strings are down here, the solo violin starts here.
And of course, that used to be very expensive to get an orchestra score copied and printed
Oh, I
out.
know. And once I do that, it's published ready. I mean, really, all I have to
Well,
do
you
is
do that
put
on your
a-
web, don't you? You could put it on the website.
That's right. All I have to do is put a cover on it, which looks like, well, there's that we're going to.
This is something, in fact, that is on your website. People can download, and we have a copy on our website for free, right?
That's right. Johnny Has Gone for a
Oh, that's
Soldier.
so
We're
great.
going to have a free download for you guys and the
But
viewers.
you have other sheet music on markoconnor.com, right?
Right.
And people, a few dollars, you can get a whole variety of music.
That's right. We can do it really cheap like this, and
That's really neat.
and
It's a PDF
fantastic
when they
thing.
download it? Is that?
It's a PDF, so you know
Right.
everybody has Adobe, and they can
Can
print
you
it out.
play a little bit of this for us?
Yes. You
I'd
want
love
to hear what this sounds like?
Yeah. Johnny Has Gone for a Soldier.
All right.
This you did with James Taylor. On
That's
the-
right. For the Liberty
Liberty,
Project.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love violin. It's such an expressive instrument. It can be happy, it can be sad. You do cyber camps or violin camps for kids, I know.
Yes.
If people want to know more about that, can they find out more at markoconnor.com?
Everything I do is on my website.
And there's some kids and grown-ups learning how to play. And that's more fiddle camp. That's for kind of country.
You know, we do everything there. We have even Juilliard professors coming to teach
how
there.
fun.
So
That's
classical,
wonderful.
jazz, country, bluegrass.
Well, Mark, it's been great to meet you. And thanks for your wonderful music. If you'd play a little bit more for us
Thank you.
while we head out to a break. To download Johnny Has Gone for a Soldier. We're getting a little Django-y here, huh? A demo version of Finale, and to hear how Mark won a tough battle with Sprint. It's on there too. Check out our article at thescreensavers.com. Mark O'Connor. Folks, Martin Sargent is blowing his taco stand, but he's got a final list for us, and it will be twisted. Up next, an interview with Mark Wahlberg goes from tech to tempting for one of our family members as the Screensavers continues.
And welcome back. So recently, Jessica Corbin had the chance to hang out with Mark Wahlberg while he was promoting his new film, The Italian Job. Unfortunately for us, yet fortunately I think for Jessica, the interview took a pretty interesting turn.
Do you play video games at all?
I stopped because they're so addictive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which ones did you really like?
Sega hockey, like
Okay.
sports games and boxing.
Okay. But you're like a real boxer. You're like a physical guy.
Yeah.
I actually worked out next to you.
Really?
Yeah.
Where?
I saw your form. Sports club.
Why didn't you say hi?
Because you were busy. But you got good form.
Oh, thank
You
you.
got good form.
That looks like a pretty productive interview there, Jessica. Why didn't you come say hi?
Well, he did have a lot of prowess. He did have a lot
Yeah.
of prowess.
Well, it's
Superior
such a-
skill.
Little prowess at flirtation, perhaps?
Yeah, but do you know how much human engineering and technology it takes to do a bicep curl? That's what I was going at, and that's what you guys didn't get to see. I did get into the tech of his body.
So you guys going to go to dinner soon?
We went.
You've already gone.
Joking, he has a girlfriend. Only in my dreams.
Well, thanks very much, Jessica. Thank you very much. You want to see the interview with Mark Wahlberg that Jessica conducted?
Yeah, and it was actually a pretty darn good interview. So
Yeah.
go to the website and check it out for sure.
All right, screensavers.com. Thanks a lot, Jessica.
Hey, Marty, no problem.
Leo, Jessica, get out your handkerchiefs because this is my final list on the screensavers ever. Right here.
Is it going to make my nose run?
It might. It might.
Oh, no.
You know, Leo, I posted this show on and off for the past couple years, and I think I've given out a lot of good help to the viewers with their computers, but sometimes, rather than just admitting that I don't know the answer, hear me out, I've given some really bad advice, kind of lied. So bad, in fact, that I've been informed that I'll never be allowed to host the show again.
The truth comes out.
I know this will infuriate some of you, but it's for the best, believe me. Let me prove it with the top 4 reasons I'm not allowed to host the screensavers anymore. First piece of evidence, consider this call I fielded on November 5th, 2000. And let's go to Jim in Syracuse, New York. What can I help you with tonight, sir?
Well, I'm a long-time watcher, first-time caller. I have an older laptop computer, and it works fine, but the keyboard is starting to fall off. Is there any way to fix that?
Yeah, this actually happened to me. This laptop here is having the same. All you got to do is just take your hot glue gun and just make sure you get it all in. And make sure it gets in between the keys, too, so you get a really good seal. Basically the same way that you would mount a hard drive. Got that?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks for the call.
All right.
Yeah,
didn't really work.
Sorry about that, Jim. I still owe you a new laptop. Well, here's another one. This is from December 6, 2002. Now we're very honored to have all the way from London, England, the incredible guitarist from The Who, Pete Townsend, on the line. Hey,
Hello,
Pete.
Martin. Hello.
Big fan. What can I
Thank
do
you.
for you tonight?
Hi, Martin. I was wondering, is there any way somebody could find out what websites I've been looking at?
No, don't be paranoid, man. You don't have to worry about it. Don't worry about it at all. No one can find. So do you still play pinball?
Oh, yes, of course I do. Would you like to play a game?
Yeah.
His wife left him shortly after that, as a matter of fact.
Sorry about that, Pete. Wow, this is getting embarrassing. Here's another call. This is from April 17th, 2001. Orlando, Florida. Let's go to Sheila. Sheila, what can I help you with tonight?
Hi, Marty. Yeah, I just bought a new Apple iBook, and I can't seem to connect to the internet. Can you help me?
Yeah. What color is the iBook?
Orange?
Orange. Okay. What you need to do is reinstall Windows.
Good fake. I thought that was a good fake. The what? You know,
I was just trying to get the commercial so quick.
I like the what color is the iBook. That completely threw her off.
Had she said green, I would have given her different advice.
Absolutely.
You know? And finally, a real disaster that happened on May 3rd, 2002. Mike from New Orleans, Louisiana, go ahead.
Hey, Martin. I'm going off to college in the fall, and I was wondering what kind of notebook computer you'd recommend. My uncle's going to help me out around $1,500.
Whoa. Take the $1,500, buy a really cheap or used e-machine, and go spend the rest on a good stereo system. College chicks dig music. And while I've got you on the line, let me tell you about this site where you can buy really cheap term papers, all right?
And actually, that's how Unscrewed was born. As a matter of fact. That's when the producers said, wait a minute.
Like, you know what? We're wasting his talents on this
There's a show
screensaver
there.
thing.
Yes.
So there you have it. 4 reasons why I should never host this show again. I'm going to miss you all. I will, but if you want to go through my marvelously unhelpful answers again, you can get them all at thescreensavers.com. Just don't take my advice, please.
I expect them to be circulating the internet for years to come. Did you see what he said? Still to come, David, our next caller, wants to take his favorite TV shows and put them on his computer. Stick around. We'll show you how to do it when the Screensavers continues. Welcome back to the Screensavers. No, I won't go. No. From Pawtucket, Rhode Island, where I grew up. As a matter of fact, David on the phone. Hey, David.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm going very well. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. You actually grew up here?
Yeah, on Glenwood Avenue.
You haven't seen the plaque down on Main Street?
Right by Blackstone Boulevard down there, yeah. And then he's laughing. He doesn't believe it. And then when I was, I don't know, 7 or 8, we moved to Providence next door. My mom still lives in Providence. So does my sister. Actually, she lives in Riverside. What can I do for you, David?
I wanted to know how I could get my programs off of my cable box. You know, it comes to the cable box onto my computer hard drive.
So you just have a cable box that normally would just go into your TV.
Yeah.
And you want to hook it up to your computer. And more than that, you want to record the video.
Yeah.
All right. So basically, you want to make a homemade TiVo.
Yeah.
And a great project. In fact, coincidentally, Tuesday, we're going to show you how to use a program called Snapstream, which Chris Perillo discovered this a while ago and was all excited about it and was just telling the world about it. It's www.snapstream.com. There it is. This is software that, obviously, you'll have to have a video in card, something like the All-in-Wonder.
I got the NVIDIA MX440, 128 megabytes.
And that has TV in?
It has S-video connection.
That's probably TV out. Make sure it has TV in, okay? And by the way, S-video doesn't include audio. S-video is just a video signal. So
Yeah, I know. No, I got
you got it figured out.
Live.
All right. As long as you got a way to get it in, this software is really kind of cool. It will turn your PC basically into a TiVo. There's a Linux program which Patrick's been working on called Freevo. Similar idea. We're going to do a segment on that as well. Obviously, we're very interested. For a long time, the answer would have been, you know, you can't do a very good job of it, David. You know, they had All in Wonder comes with like VCR software and stuff like that. And the problem was that the computers just weren't fast enough. They couldn't keep up with, there's a lot of data coming in, and they couldn't keep up with it. But they're getting fast enough. The buses, more importantly, and hard drives are getting fast enough. And stuff like this is starting to appear. I would say this is the program you want to look at, but I wouldn't buy it till next week because we're gonna actually do a full review and demo of Snapstream on Tuesday. Okay?
All right, cool.
Hey, I thank you for the call.
No
Appreciate
problem.
it. Take care.
Thanks, bye.
Nice kid.
You said not one thing.
I didn't say it.
Not one thing. And now you know why, folks, frankly. Stay where he would tell you, well, what you do is you open up the computer and you take the TV and you jam it in there. We're going to take a peek at our inbox, see what's on your mind when the Screensavers continues right after this. You open up the computer and you jam it in. Be sure to catch our next live show on Tuesday. We're going to take Monday off for Memorial Day. One of the first Xbox hackers, Bunny Wang, talks about his struggle to publish his Xbox hacking book. Nobody would do it. Finally did it himself, and it's selling blockbuster. Plus, Photoshop guru Burt Monroy creates a speeding bullet effect. And TiVo-like software for any PC. That's what I was talking about, Snapstream. All on Tuesday's thrilling, gripping edition of the Screensavers. Martin Sargent, ladies and gentlemen. Unscrewed, 11 o'clock, Monday through Thursday, debuts Monday, 11
That's
p.m.
right. You
Eastern.
got to check it out, people.
Must
Please.
see
It's going to be a
TV.
great program.
Must see TV. Hey, Jessica,
Yes,
are you
Mr.
using that
Laporte.
phone we got you? You're going to show us that on Wednesday, right?
Well, Mr. Laporte, I have been...
Have you been keeping up with it?
I have been keeping up with it. I did my homework assignment, which was to attach your picture to
A ring.
your
So
ring.
if I call you,
So
will
if
it?
you call me,
All right,
I
I'm
will
getting my
actually
phone.
get this.
All
What
right,
I was
I'm
doing
getting my
right there
phone.
was uploading pictures right up to the website, so then I can kind of doctor them up. I can create little cartoons out of you and out of Martin. I actually just emailed you Martin's beautiful face.
Oh, that's
So you'll have that
that's
flashing
very
up on your
nice.
camera soon.
I'm very excited.
But it's been the coolest thing ever, honestly. The Corbin Report is a full success at this point, and I'm enjoying my little Sanyo SCP-8100.
They could follow it on the website.
And exactly, you can go to the website. You can go. I have a full
I'm
blog
calling
with
you.
pictures
I'm calling
and
you.
everything. You're calling? Okay,
Yeah.
do it up. I'm waiting for it. But
Okay.
you'll be able
That's
to
amazing.
check out the full blog and full report, and then we're going to have.
Oh, that's cool.
that's the.
You just took that picture.
Yeah.
Why
Are you
not?
calling me?
I think I'm calling you.
I
You're
don't even
calling
have
someone.
touch tone.
I know, really. We've got to
like,
get you. Let me try again.
I have a very cool screensaver right now that says Mac Daddy. You can just personalize it till no end. Okay,
Oh,
there
you
you go. You
Yeah.
see?
Look,
you see?
because I'm calling you.
Oh,
Now you get a picture of me.
There he is.
You see him?
Is that disgusting
and I
or
also
what?
attached, it's on silent right now, Leo, but I was able to attach a bodily function as a sound to the ring. I'm not going to go into it, but
no.
it's kind of telling.
Call me now, okay? Call me. Bodily function.
Yeah,
I
so
can't imagine.
it's been awesome. But check out the website for sure.
Hey, Marty, good luck to
Hey,
you.
thank you so much. Thank
We really
you for
appreciate
everything,
it.
man. Thank you so
We're
much.
gonna miss you, but we're going to watch every night. That's it for this edition of the Screensavers. I'm Leo Laporte.
And I'm Martin Sargent signing out. Please watch Unscrewed 11 p.m. on Monday. Thank you so much for watching me over the years.
The book plugs. We'd like to thank our guests, Mark O'Connor and Mark Wahlberg. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Tuesday on the Screensavers. Bye-bye, everybody. Call me, Jesse. Call me.